Hello everyone, 4DIYers here, back with another tutorial video for everyone. In this video here I'll be doing a demonstration on how to clean and apply a conditioner to your leather seats in your vehicle. Now the materials which are needed for this video here is basically I just have a pail with warm water here, no soap added to the water, and you're just using a soft cloth as well as a toothbrush. Next, what I'll be using is spray 9. Now I do have this diluted, about 50-50 mix, so 50% water and 50% of the spray 9, just so it isn't as harsh on the leather seats, because sometimes they can be very delicate, and you don't want to have any negative effects on the seat or the dye itself. And as for the conditioner which I will be using, now this is known as a cleaner or conditioner, but I just use it for conditioner strictly. It is Meguiar's Gold Class leather cleaner. And I have used other leather cleaners in the past, but I find this one does work the best. It does moisturize the seats very nicely. Now, as for my other vehicle, which is a 1984 BMW 733i, I found the leather in that vehicle to be very stiff, almost close to a cardboard feel. And after I did clean the interior and go ahead and condition the leather itself, it did soften it up very nicely. And it also does have a nice scent to it as well. Some of them I find don't tend to be that nice smelling, and if it's something that you are picky towards, then this is a great product for that. Now another tool which I'll also be using is just a vacuum cleaner. Now you don't necessarily need, as shown in my previous videos, a wet dry shop vac. It can just be a standard vacuum cleaner because we won't be vacuuming up any form of water with it. Now first, what I normally like to start with here is giving the seat a vacuum. Now just because it's a leather seat doesn't mean it can't hold any form of debris in it here. Now as you can see here, when I do pull away the cracks, you can see there is some debris inside there. Now basically with the toothbrush, which I'll be using that for here, is going along, just basically dragging it out, because sometimes it can stick within the cracks there, and then after I'll be following up with the vacuum cleaner with it. Now it's a little harder to show on the video here, but once you start going along here and getting anything loose, you can then just go by and it should pick it up with no problem at all. Then once you've gotten a majority of that up, you can then go ahead and wipe it up with a damp cloth. Now normally why I like to start with this first also is that if there's any form of sand or even stones or something, say you have the window open and you know, there is small forms of debris that can damage the seat. It can get caught in the cloth and you'll end up scratching your leather seats. Now as you can see here, the seat is cleaning up fairly well, just using the soft cloth and warm water. Now one point I also want to make note of here, which I didn't make note of earlier, is when using a toothbrush here, you want to make sure you do use a toothbrush that is soft to the touch. This is a harder style leather. This isn't a BMW, but any of the other delicate leather that are found in some of the other cars, you just want to make sure that you don't damage it with the toothbrush, because if you're using a harder one, it can damage the finish on it, and therefore it destroys the lifespan of the leather itself. And also you don't want to go ahead and rub it too hard as well, because even with a soft toothbrush there is the chance of damaging it, so you always want to take care with that. Now with regards to the spray 9 here, you can see I do have it in my own spray bottle. Basically what it is, as I mentioned earlier, it is a 50-50 mix with 50% water and then 50% of the soap solution. You can go ahead and spray it on the damp cloth itself. I won't be needing that because fortunately I don't have any stains on here, which I'm quite happy about with that. Even any of the harder areas, if you find something that's spilt on there as well, this works great for that. Any other soaps I find, they tend to not work as well. This stuff does work great. Now I wouldn't recommend spraying it on the seat either, because you don't want it soaking into the leather and then end up drying it out, because you do have to worry about that with some types of cleaning solutions. Now I haven't had any bad experience with this in the past. It's always worked excellent for me. Now once you are satisfied with the cleaning prep of the seat itself, then you want to move on to applying the conditioner. Now you want to make sure the seat is dry and also somewhat cool to the touch. You don't want to have the seat baking in the sun for quite a while and then apply this stuff, because it doesn't tend to work as well. Now as I mentioned earlier, I will be using the Meguiar's Rich Leather Conditioner. I've had great experience with it, so I just stick with this product. And for cloth here, you want to use a soft cloth. Now you can use a microfiber cloth, or you can use what I have here, just basically an old cut up t-shirt. They do work excellently because they are very soft to the touch. You don't have to worry about any fibers getting around the interior either. And you also want to make sure it doesn't have any labeling or any like embroidering or anything like that on it, where it can affect the polishing. Now as for applying the product here, basically what I'll do here is just spray it on the seat. You can see there's a fair mist from it, but I won't go along the edges here because I don't want it getting on the rest of the interior. Now once I've sprayed it on like so, then move on, use my soft cloth here, and just basically just rub it in there and just go around. Now you can also spray it on the cloth as well, and you can see here it does make quite a difference. And even with a touch here, you can see it's quite a bit softer than opposed to before, where another area it tends to be stiffer. Now you can go ahead and apply a couple coats of this. You will notice it significantly that it does soften up the seats and provide a nice shine to them. Conditioner to the seats. You can see the seats here are, I wouldn't say they're quite cracked, but just the way the leather, the texture of the leather is quite coarse. You want to be very generous with it. If you can apply it on top of it, it does make it a lot easier, but if you can be a little more generous on the cloth itself and just wipe it on if you're worried about getting it on the rest of the interior. Usually when wiping on this conditioner here, if you do just wipe it over top, you can see the cracks are exposed and they're not, the conditioner isn't applied to the inside of them, so it does take a little more of that if you want to make sure you do get every crevice on the seat itself. And once you have done applying the conditioner to the seat, you can go ahead and use just a clean cloth, even just to wipe off the access conditioner on the seat so it isn't too slippery to sit on. It is slippery for probably, I would say, about the first day or two. If you're not driving it, it tends to go away and soak into the leather. So it is that's just something to keep in mind. And just to show you the comparison, I haven't done the rest of the interior actually. So I've only done this passenger seat here. So you can see there's the driver's seat. And even just comparing it to the back seat as well, you can see there is a fair amount of difference. It does bring the color up quite nicely, especially with this being a black interior. It looks very clean. Now this concludes the rest of my tutorial video. If you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them. Also, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you.